I'm back at this mess again. Misery. And you know that when the rookie returns, it's only quality work, right? Well, guys, today I decided to bring a work recommended by our buddy Sniper from the Discord server. He's the guy who types all day on Discord and has nothing else to do, you know? Just kidding, man. The rookie loves you. Oh, trust me. And he recommended this beauty, man. Then I said, well, I'll give it a read here. And if I like it, right? I already had one hand on the mouse and the other on the keyboard. Where do you think the other hand was? On the keyboard, man. Respect the virgin. We start right away like this, guys. Look, our protagonist, he's a loser. I'll tell you straight away because I'm not in the mood to drag this thing out either, right? I'll just say it straight to your face what the guy is. He's just thinking, damn man, about a study group with the guys he was with, and ever since he remembers, he's never had interaction with a girl in his life. Pretty standard so far, right? And our protagonist is this nerd with glasses that you can tell by looking at him that it makes sense he hasn't interacted with girls, right? Right? The guy looks like he spends the whole day playing LOL damn. What else can he do with his life after that? A friend of his was even beside him, so he thought, today I'm going to change this. Today is different, you know? Today will be different. He asks his friend, hey, do you know where that girl I like is? The Sumbai whatever. I forgot her name too, you know? I can't say her name. Then he said she was over there in the corner getting some fresh air, guys. So he went up to her. He's gonna confess to her, man. That's why the guy is saying that today is different. Today we're gonna do what no one ever thought of doing in this life, guys. And there he went, right, all cocky, but he didn't find her. Then he asked, where is that girl? Man, I don't get it. Didn't he say she was out here in the air? I don't know. The girl just vanished. So he started asking other buddies around there, man, hey, do you know where that pretty girl, I mean pretty with the big Z is? She went over to the corner there. She says she went to the corner, right? So then he goes directly to look for who? Her. And guys, when he says today will be different, it will be different, okay? Because the girl he was dying to declare himself to, man, was with another guy. Literally, she was hitting on another guy. Literally. Do you understand what the word literally means? So it's literally. The guy had already lost all sanity, right? With the way she was acting, and the guy watches even how she was hitting on the guy he doesn't even know. He thinks, man, the girl I dreamed of that I was so crazy about kissing, I liked her so much, and now simply nothing, right? He just looked at the guy like, right, there was no reason for him to hit the guy she was with or hit her because he isn't anything to either of them, you know? So kind of like, right? Literally, right? It's the famous you snooze, you lose, right? Already listened to the phrase from the virgin dude that I'm going to send to you guys? Don't wait for anything to happen in your life, big guy. If you want to dig a hole, start digging it today. Don't leave it for tomorrow, you know? What if tomorrow the hole appears undug? What did I just say here? I didn't understand either. The fool is crazy, do not listen to him. But after that, some time had passed, guys. Hold on, our protagonist won't be the same loser forever. Really? What I know is that at the university, two girls who were walking by were commenting about someone liking their friend, right? And I also don't know who they are. Who cares? It doesn't matter. What I know is that both of them are very beautiful, too beautiful, attracting everyone's attention. And our protagonist sees, who was behind there, that the beautiful landscape, beautiful people and pretty girls were in front of him. This time, he will overcome. And this is the current and trashy, our protagonist. Let's say he got better, right? And half a dozen, he went to a dozen and a half. Yeah, it's a bit better. He's not wearing glasses anymore after the military service. And now he's 24 years old, guys. The guy has evolved, and you might think it was actually good for him to go straight to military service after being rejected from the college he really wanted to attend, you know? Now he just needs to focus on studying after leaving college, right, dude? After leaving the military service, I even messed up on that too. And on the way to school, dude, he meets beautiful and wonderful girls, you know? He even thinks they might be into him. In the classroom, guys, there are also lots of pretty girls and cool guys who are also his friends, right? Or maybe he doesn't have friends, I don't know, the guy's just antisocial. But there was a problem that you could consider that the guy didn't have friends because everywhere he went, school, home, outside, dinner, lunch, I don't know, man. Everywhere the guy went, or even after school, the guy was alone. At your house, he would go straight to your computer. And there on the computer, he would watch quality work from the videos on the Verjao channel, man. You have to see it. No dude can go without watching the Verjao videos, man. Right? I can't even go without watching because there's no way not to. You're crazy? My hand even thanks you all. Really, you can trust that. It doesn't matter where he goes. He doesn't have the company of others. He's the kind of guy who's alone no matter how and where, right? And speaking of that, the guy just thought while watching the video from Verjao, man, today's video is awesome, huh? Yeah, this one is, it's quality. There's some good respect here, right?
Except just the quality of respect that's there. The only thing that changes in your life, he thinks like that, is that the only girls he can see in your life, dude, honestly, are the girls through the screen of your monitor, of your computer, you know? Literally watching the video of the virgin, right? Otherwise, the guy sees no one. And one of those actresses, man, he even sees her qualifications. Apparently, the actress he was watching in the virgin video there is Hakaragi Haryon. I don't know. Then what? That's her pseudonym, you know? Because, right, it's not her real name. She is 38 years old. She was delivering a top-notch performance in that video of the virgin, man. Are you kidding? Just supreme quality, right? Speaking of which, you guys should watch that video he's watching too, because that's really cool. Just click on the virgin's channel. There's a bunch there. Super cool. And she's only 38 years old, right? Only 38 years. Basically, she's old, man. In our protagonist's opinion, she's very old. For me, it's not a big deal, dude. 38 years is right? If a girl says she's 67, there I am with the woman, you know? Anyway, right. Hypothermia. Then, after all that, it was nighttime. So the guy spent the whole day watching the nerd's video. Like, it even helps the nerd eat a rat, right? But damn, don't you have anything else to do with your life? Do something else, damn. Spend the whole day watching the nerd's video. Do something, isn't it? And so the night had passed. The next day arrived, right? Where did he go? Straight to the university. The same routine as always, man. He goes to the university, does nothing, and simply goes back home and does nothing again and returns to the university. But today was different because there was a teacher who said, well, all of you worked hard today. I am new here. And everyone there was impressed with the beautiful teacher and whatnot. The whole lot. Some others were just worried about what's for lunch today, right? But most of the guys there were, you know, thinking that, damn, this is cool. And our protagonist just thinks he's alone. So alone. Every time it's the same crap. Every time it's the same thing. While he thought he was alone and would go to the cafeteria and eat alone again, guys, again, two girls arrived observing the protagonist while he was whining there, right? Because he was going to eat alone again. And this one man who showed up and observed the protagonist with pink hair, dude. You're crazy. Me and her sizing each other up. I said, man, she's gonna make my top 10. Liz, she looks pretty, huh? Just seems that way from my point of view. Maybe I'm cross-eyed too. The other girl I mentioned who was with her is a friend of yours who said that, who said to her like this, like, go there and talk to him. Didn't you want to talk to the guy? Apparently, she liked our protagonist and wanted to talk to him, right? Or maybe just make friends, but, a girl like this wanting to be friends with a guy who is literally alone, it doesn't make sense, man. Son, that one trusted us, me son, and she says that he should, right? Talk to him directly because a guy like that is probably a nice person and they need to talk that way and he doesn't talk to anyone. So what now? What if someone else takes the guy she likes? So she went directly there after hearing your friend's conversations about the guy being taken by another woman, right? She went to talk to him saying, excuse me, and she spoke to him in such a way like, no, she just shouted, if you're okay with it, we can eat together. She shouted that right in the middle of the classroom, right? But when she asked him that, dude, he just wasn't there anymore. Then I thought, damn, he's like T-Flash in this place, right? Or the guy is really, shy because he disappeared, man. Then she says, oh no, he's already gone, man. He's been gone for a while. You didn't even notice. Damn, you spoke too slowly. She slipped through her own hands, right? Couldn't even tell him she wanted to eat together. And after that, the guy was gone. It wasn't that he didn't want to talk to her, he was just not there anymore. She took too long to talk to him, so she missed out. And in the end, he kept thinking he'd end up eating alone today, right guys? But little does he know there's many out there that are on today's menu, right? Listen to what the virgin is saying, man. The virgin doesn't talk nonsense. No. Can listen. Then in the middle of that, the guy simply finds a wallet that was on the ground. He must have a kick in his wallet that he doesn't understand. Then the guy picks it up and bends down and sees, this is a wallet. There's probably money inside, right? Should I return it or should I keep it to buy some bread? And I'm gonna tell you that I would return it. I would return it, dude. You guys are shooting at the virgin. I'll return it, man. I would return it. Let me just check real quick if there's enough money inside to buy some bread. But the woman in front of you guys was searching for your wallet, right? And damn, how didn't anyone notice there was a woman with a butt that big looking for her wallet? Anyway, it doesn't matter much. All I know is that afterwards, she shoved her backside right in the face. Ugh. Ooh, smelling like crap. I don't want that. In the middle of it, she even got startled. And the guy was completely like, the girl, did you stick your butt in my face? Man, it stinks. Didn't you take a shower? Damn it. For God's sake, man, get away from me. And then the guy stays with his little hand. She kept saying she was sorry, especially because the thing was stinking. The butiko was stinking. I spoke all messed up too, right? I'm like a stutterer today. It's embarrassing for me. Don't pay too much attention. What I know is that she was asking why he was on the ground, and she said in turn that she was looking for your wallet that she lost earlier, and it's probably the wallet we just found, right? So just for the sake of importance, this one is quality, okay? This one, right? You know, embarrassed that he got up saying, he was looking somewhere else, so for that reason he couldn't talk to her, right? Okay, it was already noticeable. And finally, he composed himself and took the wallet from your hand and said, oh, here you go, son. Look, this must be your wallet because I found it there. While he thought about her
airbags from now before he noticed, right? Quality airbags, these blows, puff, until explode in your face. And she was completely happy, right? Saying, oh, you found my wallet that I lost. She even takes it from his hand and says, thank you very much. I will reward you for this. Then he says it's not necessary. After all, he just found a wallet that wasn't his, right? Oh, reward me for this? But if you want to give me 250 from that wallet of yours so I can buy some bread that's missing at home, I appreciate it. Just 250, just as help. And as he wanted to end the conversation, he says, see you later and then we'll meet, talk about something, right? Thank you very much. Bye, thanks. So then the guy took off, opened the door and what? No, why are you following me? Weren't you going the other way? I don't understand. Where are you going here, man? Hold on. I'm not understanding. The woman was following him, man, and he was asking what she was doing there, you know? And she sat right next to the guy, taking his backpack away, and he was asking why she was sitting next to him, you know? Like this beautiful, gorgeous girl, very hot by the way, right? Was sitting next to him, guys. Then she looked at him like that. Then he asked, what? Are you looking at me? Are you going crazy? Do you want to get shot, damn it? Get out of my spot looking at me, you idiot. Then she started laughing, you know? Ironically, mind you, because she says, well, we're in the same class, right? Apparently, we're sitting on the same side, so we're in the same class. Then she says, oh, I didn't even notice. Can you believe it? I just saw you coming over here and sitting next to me, but I didn't even notice. Can you believe it? Irony, right? So, in the end, she introduced herself, saying that her name is Nayeon, folks. But while she was saying her name, the guy couldn't look her in the face at all, man. He just couldn't look her in the face, man. How, like, how is that possible? You know, you're not wearing sunglasses, kid. You can't just be looking at others without dark glasses, kid. Pay attention. And the funniest part is he thought, damn, she's definitely a student, guys. You can't be sure, right? Especially since, well, she looks like a much older woman, you know? She's not a student. No way. Then he goes and apologizes to no, see, man, out of nowhere, apologizing a lot to her. He grabbed her hand like this and she was startled. But he was holding her hand saying that. Quite stuttered, by the way, right? Because even I wasn't understanding. But in the end, he said that she looks very young and asked if she wouldn't mind telling him how old she is. Man, I'm going to tell you guys, if you like a girl, first thing, you don't ask a woman's age, man, please. Because if you say something like that, I'll come and beat you up. Jeez, are you stupid or what? Damn. But the guy was so inexperienced and asked how old she was. Damn. The woman looked to the side, man, embarrassed. Because the guy asks how old she is, man. Kid. Dumb. He was all happy, right? Because he thought it was a normal question to ask. Then she said, right in the end, it's because he helped her. So she said, I'm 29. I am 29 years old, right? And since he was holding your hand very tightly, he went there and let go of her hand. He was apologizing to her because it was hurting, right? And she's 29 years old. The age doesn't make a difference to me, right? Because the way it is here, it's already good, right? Then he says that she's a nona. So, right? An older lady, a person older than him, and says she can call him Junhyun or just protagonist and whatever, right? His name doesn't matter much, that the dude. And the guy just thought, man, that she's 29 years old. And he got even more embarrassed thinking she's 5 years older than him, man. And look, man, why did the guy ask how many years? No, right? No. He just thinks he can't believe he found the wallet of such a beautiful woman like her, right? Really beautiful and 5 years older than him, right? Very beautiful. And 5 years more older than him. 5 years is okay for him. It's still fine, right? Moving forward, right? It can go up, right? Then he told her that from now on, they will get along well and become best friends, right? She says, yes. Yeah. It's just, you just seemed really weird to me. But aside from that part, yeah. You know, then he thinks that your lonely life on campus is over, guys. Over, right? The guy was all happy. It's definitely over. The girl was all embarrassed, shy, awkward. Look, I'm sure today she sat next to you, but tomorrow she'll sit in the chair way over there, far away from you. Trust what I'm saying. And making a really silly comparison, there was a girl there, guys, who had just arrived in the classroom and was introducing herself, right? It doesn't matter much who she is, I just know that she was quite beautiful. In short, the protagonist says that your life was more or less like this, guys. Embarrassed even to introduce yourself in front of people like she does. Your pleasant fragrance of a beautiful person who it was always looking at, but he never had it. His nose never sensed those people who really pleased him. And when he pleased someone, she would cheat on him, even via Bluetooth. But after all, he wasn't in the girl's hands, right? The guy would just get cheated on like like a fool, like.
Right? And the envious looks around, guys. That bunch of shabby guys who had nothing to do in the classroom would just stare at the pretty girl and simply ogle her from a distance, you know? And that's what the protagonist did. But now, man, things are a little different.
Let's take a look to the side now, and the protagonist sees who's beside him, right? The beautiful, marvelous girl who is 29 years old, and to him is already an old lady. To him, she is.
But the old lady, she's a beautiful old lady. So he thinks, this one is definitely my old lady. The sense of superiority he feels, guys, is very random. And the guy even gives a little side laugh there, thinking about some things. For goodness sake, man, my goodness, the guy is embarrassing himself next to the woman, man, no way. Man, if I were her, I would have already sat far away from this guy. This guy has issues, no way, dude, he's crazy, not right in the head. And this time, he just thinks he won't fail, right? He won't let someone else take the person he likes, right? He goes forward, he will show who he really is. Little by little, guys, he will be able to use this small opportunity, which is called destiny in your life. So he won't let her go out with another guy unless it's him. A relationship with the best colleague. Now, Yama Diana Ito Tata Yotap Bab. Bro, take a look at her. She's swallowing her saliva dry. She's either embarrassed by the guy or scared. I don't know. But, dude, look how she's all shaky, sweating. You can see the tension she's feeling in the air because the guy looks like a lunatic talking to himself next to her, man. It's like me narrating this thing on the mic, dude. Yeah, I'm done.
Damn, I'm losing my mind too. Can you believe something like this, man? But anyway, after that, time had already passed. The end of class had come, right? So they had to go back home.
And he was going back with her. She was saying to him like, well, what favor? Don't tell me something or other. They were talking about random things that I didn't understand either, right? But whatever, let's skip ahead. He was talking to her as if she were a little older and she wasn't really liking that, right?
Then he asked if they could perhaps eat some kind of chicken and he'll pay. You know, he's already starting with this craziness because if he doesn't pay, a man is not a real man if he doesn't pay, right? That's what they say, right?
The loser doesn't even have money to buy a mouse, let alone pay for chicken, right?
So, eat plaster from the wall if you want. If not, you'll have to eat a plaster pie. We're in this together. She comments about gifts or something, but he says, well, no, you can choose with the food. Shaz the tita is a gift or something, and it doesn't have to be chicken or anything. And she got embarrassed. We didn't know what to say, but he tells her, look, you can give me whatever you want, you know? Find answers later after giving a gift for paying the chicken for you. Then she says, so how about we get some pork belly and soybean, you know? Something they might like there.
Then he asks her, you know, why he doesn't like to drink so much. He goes on saying he doesn't like it, but the guy doesn't pay attention to her, man. The guy, he can't look at her face, man. It's that too much at attention, you know? When we can't look at the ceiling, then he has to look to the sides.
It's more or less that. But anyway, right? He just says everything will be fine, right? As long as they don't drink too much and get all crazy at the little bar.
So,
thinking about it, it's an opportunity he has, man. He has to move the ball forward. And man, in the middle of that, while she was talking about him not worrying about the money she can pay, because he was counting on his fingers, right? Because he had no money to buy drinks, chicken. He said he was going to pay for her, but it's not that much, right? In summary, she just says she has pride of paying for things for him because she is an independent person. She is an older lady, so to speak, you know, she has money. This is the thing, right, Dad?
Paying for everything. I only know that after that the guys took off, went straight to the little shop there, which must be kind of like a street bar, you know, the kind with plastic chairs, but this one is more reinforced, right? After all, there are no plastic chairs at this little bar, right? Besides that, it's fine.
And everyone was eating, they were happy eating pork and eating there. And speaking of which, it's been a while since I've seen pork, oh man. Wow, dude, I'm telling you, I'm only eating rat. Can you believe it? The plaster on the wall here at home is gone, you know? I'll have to plaster the wall again to eat more plaster. Keep giving money to Virgon there because it's a tough situation with me. The only thing the protagonist thinks while eating with her, man, is that he's alone with a girl. The first time in his life he manages to be alone with one, right? Even because he's always alone with whom? With the monitor screen while watching Virgon's video, man. Yeah, Virgon's videos were good, but you also need to get out of the house a bit, right? Then he just thinks, man, the way she eats, the way she puts the food in her mouth, she's very beautiful. A beautiful, perfect, and mature woman like her who has the money to pay, and I don't have to say, let's go out and I'll pay, because she herself says she's going to pay.
Man, I hit the microphone here. Almost broke the microphone, dude. Did you guys hear the noise too?
Anyway, like continue to share the script there. Like, in the middle of that, Akilon, he even says to her, "Dewa, no, relax, Ako. I'll pour a little more for you. Give me your glass. I'll put a little more drink." Terapo say, she says, "No, I won't serve myself. Relax." And then she raises the glass, right? Then he pours na yo Torisi pours her a little drink. He kept wondering now, folks, if by chance she had a boyfriend. But I believe in my mind, yes, she probably doesn't. After all, she's going out with a guy she doesn't know. Met in the classroom, gave him a smack in the face, right? Aside from that, it's all good. But he thinks not. Probably not. She wouldn't have asked to eat and drink with him if she had a boyfriend. So it was all good, right? There was a problem. And finally, they toasted there. I don't know why, but they toasted. What matters is that they are happy, right? And in this case, if they keep drinking a little more, guys, the atmosphere will improve. That's what he thinks. It will definitely work out. Guys, after a while, guess what
Bro, the guy was already in action, dude. He'd already taken her straight home, you know? The home of homes, right? Let's put it like that. The home of homes. The guy is quick. Just kidding. Hold on. I'm kidding. It's just that the newbie gets a bit lost when it comes to the lady. Actually, he just thought that this would happen from a certain point of maybe nothing would happen, you know? Even because, damn, it's too fast. I don't know if you guys got it, but the guy just met her. He doesn't even know where the girl lives. So, like, it's just a thought beyond. If they keep drinking, it might work out, but your heart can't get broken again, right, guys? And since he was quiet, she took the opportunity and got his attention. He asked, how come then he asked what she wanted, and the guy couldn't keep his eyes focused on her face at all, right? Because the guy can't, right, maintain eye contact with her. And she says that even though for this stranger asking, that she got embarrassed. Guys, wanted to ask something quite interesting, that the heart of the little virgin even started beating a bit faster now, right? To give it some thought. But she asked the famous magic question, guys, if he has a girlfriend. Oh, damn. Now I see that things will move forward. Hold on, because here comes trouble, right? At the moment she asked, the atmosphere got tense, guys, because unexpectedly she asked if he had a girlfriend, right? Because it seems like she's interested in him, but he started swallowing dryly, which is a bit bad, right, guys? It's bad because he doesn't know what to answer. He hasn't had that experience yet. Imagine that. And then, quite embarrassed, he says, unfortunately, I don't have a girlfriend. Wow, what a sadness. She even asked if by any chance it's serious, right? Because she thought he really would be, because a guy like him doesn't know what there. And then she went and got your attention, and he got her attention, right? Then he went and said to her, now it's my turn to ask, by any chance, do you have a boyfriend? Because it would be strange. Imagine if, like, she has a boyfriend and she's asking if he has a girlfriend, you know? Because that's a weird idea that I know. And about that, she was embarrassed. Guys didn't know what to say to him. She was all nervous and didn't know what to say, really. Was all stuck. Our protagonist swallowing hard, waiting for the answer, that I don't have a boyfriend. Clearly he wanted that answer. And in the end, she said what we expected, I don't have a girlfriend. Wow, when I saw this, I already said, that's settled. The guy is going to marry her. Old pot makes good food. The guy already even thought, woohoo, we won, let's go, already managed to win here. But I'm not going to tell you that from now on. The problem is starting, or the good thing, right? Telling you all that two little friends are coming over. Background it, so Moji, Baji, two of them are friends of our nonagenarian folks who call her by name, which obviously means they must know her, because if you don't know someone, you wouldn't call them by name. But yeah, I'll tell you, huh?
Old ladies with old but good and respected pots. The guys arriving there would already be asking, right, their colleague what she was doing, sitting with the young man, who in this case would be our
protagonist. The lead was left not understanding anything. Folks were like, and after they noticed, right, that he was sitting there, they just ignored him, then looked again and asked once more, who is this young guy?
Because you will soon know why they say young man. It's old pot, bro. Old pot. The guy was left confused, wondering
where tomorrow, yesterday, last week, and he didn't respond at all, stayed still, and they also stayed still, and he wondered who they were. But man, each of them, old one with purple hair, and the short hair is your type. Oh, it's an old pot, but it makes good food. But he still doesn't know it's an old pot, just so you know. Now the ace of the matter is coming, although for me it's not a problem. Right. Anyway, then he goes and responds saying that your name is Park something or other, or you can just call him the protagonist, because I'm not going to keep calling him by his name either, right? It's easier.
Protagonist. The one with short hair. Dude already goes on saying that he is very cute, saying your name, right? And asks your age. Then he goes and says your age, dude. When he says he is
24 years old was as if he had said, wow, I'm 10 years old, you know? To her, it was as if he were a child, guys. They already went to shout at your friend saying you're getting crazy. The guy is 24 years old. He's old enough to be her nephew. Her nephew is actually the same age as our protagonist. Then the protagonist asked the one with purple hair, how come? She said she was only 5 years older than me. How does she have a nephew? I don't get it. Explain this to me properly. I'm not understanding guy. Your friends glanced at her sideways and thought, ah, shameless and funny girl, you lied to the 10-year-old kid. It's as if you were 10, right?
They even asked if they should tell, or if she's going to tell, right? And in the end, the one with short hair,
To keep it short, guys, she already mentioned saying she's Jin something or other, Jong something. I don't know how to say her name, but what matters is that she has short hair and is 39 years old, guys. And she's even divorced. The other one, the one with purple hair, she's different. She's married, 37 years old, and has a son. And her son is in elementary school, man. Wow, the protagonist is already like, how is your son already in elementary school? Are you guys that old in this thing? And this one here, man, our beautiful Nona, who was eager to ask our protagonist to date her, she's a little old. She's 38 years old, man, which for me, I'll tell you like this, it's not much of a difference. It's still fine, it's good. The protagonist was stuck, man. Didn't understand anything. How come she's 30 and 38 years old? This is because, actually, we've mentioned here, we assume to know that she is a late student. What do you mean? She dropped out of school, probably didn't finish school, or failed about 500 years in a row and whatever, right? I've seen that happen about 500 times in school already. Although even I would stay because meat is expensive, so I would stay there just to eat. I help the dude Viju there. He's eating only rats, man. Things are rough with me. I'm telling you. Is he singing? From here on, I'll tell you that I don't know what happened. Just know that after some cursed time passed, the prota was at your place and the guy woke up yelling, where? Where am I? Where's the Bayano? Wait, man, don't hit me. Calm down. Then the guy woke up all scared. Apparently, he was in your apartment, your house. I don't know where he lives there. And he was dreaming, guys. A rather interesting dream, right? I'll just say this to you. So he just can't, man. Imagine they're 37 years old as a mule, right? His solitary life in the countryside, guys, of a solitary student is over. Because every day when he gets to school now, at his university, he already has our grandma to talk to. And they greet each other, talk almost like they're friends, and at the end of the day, right, everyone meets up. Your grandmother, him, and more of her friends, folks, all of them either divorced, married with kids, or whatever they have, you know? They seem like 14-year-old girls here. Hey, what do you like, already. The difference is that here it's old pots, right? Then after this, they went straight to a bar to have a few shots, right? And inside soon, they were talking about makeup products and makeup baggage, women's stuff. I'll tell you, I'm not really in the mood to read it. Don't want to know about this here. And they talked as if they really had been friends for who knows how many years, and you can see they know each other very well. And our protagonist already figured out what's going on. Our grandmother, man, she's 38 years old. She is single. Yes, her social status is single. Our girl with short hair. Girl, right, let's put it that way. Among the old crowd, right? Well, she is 39 and divorced. She's divorced, folks. Now, our girl with purple hair, if this is purple hair, right? Because what if I'm seeing it wrong? One of my eyes is turned that way, the other is turned to... Hold on, she's 37 years old, married, and has a child in elementary school. And the funniest thing is that he's talking to so many ladies like this, and all of them are married. Man, after that, the guy went to sit outside to think a bit. He was already alone, finished drinking, right? He was alone. Then he put a smoke in his mouth and threw the bottle on the table, getting really pissed, shouting, dang, man, everyone is old in this thing. He got upset because he wanted to meet older people, but not at that level. You know, one is married, another has a daughter, another is divorced, another is from Lord knows where. What is this thing here? Seriously? I don't understand. And it's only been a semester, man. It's been a day of the semester that started, man. And they are kids who already have partners. Yes. He started thinking that back in school days, back in Manhwa, in middle school or whatever grade he was in, high school, he remembered that back then it was normal for guys to get a little girlfriend, right? Because it was standard to meet each other quickly, right? Getting a partner, but he didn't even manage that. And then we see a view of our grandmother who was following him, guys. She was there just watching him, and apparently she didn't come there because she knew he was there. She went, caught his attention, right? Realizing he was there, and asks what he was doing in that place drinking, because like they just drank and now the guy went to drink again. again. Can you believe that? However, he just ignored what she asked and asked what she was doing there, right? The same question she asked him, he asked her too, right? Then she goes and responds, folks, saying that place is near her house. So for this reason, she went there. Not to mention, she went there to buy hangover medicine because they just finished drinking. I mean, she lives nearby. She's not spying on him. But she got embarrassed because she asked if she could maybe drink with him, right? Because he was sitting there and wanted to have a little chat, nice and easy. So after he shared, guys, opening his heart to her, talking about what happened, about why he was frustrated, she says she understands and the guy was crying. But she laughs casually saying, "Whoa, wow, you're so nice." Nice. You're going to meet someone you want to marry, man. You're a good guy. You're Sigma, you know? It's friendly advice, so to speak, right, guys? But he was sad saying that he thought he would get a girlfriend at university. He kept thinking the same thing from middle school to high school and now from high school to college. And done
university and nothing happens, man. Yeah, and he is quite sad about this. And he kept saying that he doesn't even have a friend, guys, that is his age. Then when grandma thinks, what do you mean by your age? Are you calling me ugly? She almost smacked him on the head, right? But okay, let's turn this double meaning into something else. The other side. And he says he thought he could date a girl his age too. You know, meet her, be with her, get married, have a future, have a life ahead, right? However, that did not happen. And then out of nowhere, folks, our grandma goes and comments that if he wanted, he could date her. But after that, she kind of changes her conversation, asking if by any chance there isn't someone close to him that he wants to, you know, date. She changed the subject, you know, very from nothing like that. Then he quickly stood up saying, I said that I don't even have a friend in this whole thing, let alone someone to date. Do you see my situation, my social status? The guy got nervous, so much so that he left shouting. But he said that he only has old people around him. Man, when he shouted that he only has old people around him, okay? Like, oh my god, she even froze, man. For you to have an idea, it was kind of like that, right? He threw it in her face, man, but he was drunk. So we let it slide, right? The guy sat back down there saying that he doesn't have anyone, that person near him that he can confess to, you know? He says that. And not to mention that people don't see him as a man. And then, out of nowhere, she says that if he wants, she can help him with that. Quite embarrassed, she also asks guys if by chance he would like to spend some time with her. Dude, the old pan that makes good food, huh? She confessed in front of him without the guy realizing because the dude was confused, you know? He didn't say anything. And he took so long to speak that then she quickly said something else, saying, oh, no, it's not what you're thinking. It's just like to help you with advice. I don't know, something like that, you know? And then she goes and, behaved a little more calmly, saying that she lied about her age. So obviously she sees our protagonist as someone one can marry, a guy with whom she can have a family even though her friends are divorced and, well, right, at most one of them is married, at most. Then the protagonist, guys, he swallows hard like and goes for it with her, you know, and he confesses to her right then and there, guys. Even I didn't believe it, dude. It's just the drink, only cachaça could pull this off, right? I don't know, because man, I'll tell you, I'm not brave enough to do something like this. However, from another certain point of view, right, guys, we changed the scene. On that same day, that same night, at the house of the one with short hair, she had called the one with purple hair to say they're in a game, you know? Out of nowhere, she says that she's in a game. Then your daughter, who is probably your daughter or whatever she is to her, says, Mom, stop talking on the phone in front of me. I'm watching TikTok here. Get out of the television's way, for God's sake. But she keeps talking to herself because it's her house. Who put her in this business? Screw it, right, dude? And she mentioned, man, to the one with purple hair that they could, right, talk to our protagonist because he's a young guy, someone who can renew her youth. Then the purple-haired woman comments that is a joke, right? Because, come on, a young guy, I don't know what, stop with that. They're married, they're divorced, I don't know what, they're not at that age. You have to leave young people for young people, okay? Yeah, you know. And then about this, she comments a bit more for guys and tells her, no, calm down, quickly think about the idea. Oh, you know, those friends who start talking about a crazy idea to make a lot of money, that's kind of what's happening here now, you know, to tell her that, man, the kids who are her children just force her to do things like they throw the plate in the sink and don't wash it. She has to wash it. She has to do the laundry. The kid doesn't do it. Nothing, man.
And their husbands, who should be advising them, where are they? Sitting on the couch, farting on top of it, and
Smelling bad. And the guy does nothing, you know? And that's frustrating. And young people are the ones who renew your youthful purity, you know? And that got into the head of the girl with purple hair, man, who started thinking from a certain point of view, right? But that's just her idea, folks. Telling her short-haired friend that they have served your families all this time, so they deserve a little more care. Right, man? A little more
attention. But man, obviously she only says that because she is divorced, right? The other one here is married, right? The divorced friend making things up. However, the one with purple hair says, no, go to sleep, man. Stop with these twisted ideas. For the love of
God, man, I'm married. Don't make things up for the love of Jehovah. But your short-haired friend was saying, oh, are you sure, man? Think about it with me for a moment. Come on. I may be divorced, but I have more experience and I know that young people are young. And asks if she's really being serious, right? The one with purple hair asks again if she's being serious. But in the end, folks, she says it was just a joke and comments, you know, laughing from the other side of the phone that she has to get food for the kids. Then she hangs up the phone. The dad with purple hair, yeah, she was washing dishes, right? Takes off her glove there. Thinking a bit about what she said, and no, she was just drunk, you know? Because like, no, I wanted to talk about this, about Nade, you know? And she starts thinking about what San Miguel said, man. Young guys like our protagonist, they are people who renew youth, right? Because he's a guy who smiles a lot, a guy who goes out, a guy who has energy, you know? Old people with old pants don't have this energy that young people have, right, guys?